I'm Bill Knight, and this is my wife, Roseanne. We heard about Brian D Wiggs Homes probably 15 years ago. I think each time that we went to an event, we would always find ourselves gravitating to a home that Brian had built. Well, I would describe our experience with Brian as exceeding expectations. It was always apparent to us that Brian had our best interests in mind, whether that was interest from a cost perspective, a quality perspective, or a design perspective.
It was nice to get to know Brian and his family and the people that work for him. You know, there was never a dumb question with Brian. You could ask him anything you wanted. You could text him. I just think that made for a pleasant experience.
Well, I think creating the design of the home was probably the highlight for me. This idea of creating a character in the house that was really unlike any other. Going to find a barn in Indiana that we could bring here, turn into the floor, turn into the beams of the home, that really created a unique character. And I would call that true craftsmanship, of turning those beams into a floor, which was a jigsaw puzzle, but it came out beautifully. And then turning those beams turning that wood also into the beams in the home. We entertain on Sundays during NFL season. We're big Pittsburgh Steelers fans. That's where we grew up, and we wanted it to be separate from the main house, and we wanted it to be, we wanted it to be intimate. I didn't really want this huge room that just had a big TV in it. We wanted it to have some character. We wanted it to have an outdoor space that was nearby, and then I threw a curveball at him and said we wanted a smoker and a grill. For me anyway, one of the highlights of our falls and winters are our gang coming over every Sunday. We now sit outside and move there and watch great games, and we have great cooking on Sundays, and it's really been a lot of fun.
I'm going to give a shout out to Grace. She was amazing. I knew that she had a handle on what I was looking for, and she did a really good job of narrowing those choices down and made it a lot easier for us. It was very reassuring for us to know that when the home was finished, our relationship with Brian wouldn't be finished, and if we need repairs or just recommendations, or if we have a question, the first thing we do is, let's text Brian and ask him that. And he answers back, and that's a nice feeling to know that he just doesn't build your home and then wash his hands of you and move on to the next.
One of the things that we noticed right off the bat is the setting of expectations around cost. We had a really good understanding of what the cost was going to be up front, and those really didn't move around as we went through the process.
I would recommend Brian Wiggs because he is very trustworthy, and I never once felt like he wouldn't do what he said he would do, and he isn't going to build your house and leave you, and he is true to his word and makes good on all the promises, and if you have a problem, he'll get with you until you get a solution.
Brian and us were friends before we designed and built the home, and at the end of the day, through all of the ups and the downs of building a home, Brian does have your best interests in mind, and that was very apparent to us as we went through the process, because you do wonder, you're friends with someone and then you actually have a business transaction or a business relationship. Is that going to change any? And I'm really proud to say that we were friends prior, and we're still friends today.